Hi friends, welcome again to Coffee Break. I am sorry that our broadcast was interrupted and ended earlier, but this is the continuation. We are starting the episode on starting slow. This 2021. This is the part two of our episode last Tuesday. So that I hope that you're joining me in this episode. Um, I had a difficult time. I had some technical problems earlier, but I hope that you join this broadcast and that we can continue to talk about starting slow and slowing down this year. So, as I asked you earlier, how have you been? What are your big takeaways from our discussion last Tuesday? Alam niyo naman that our topic is something that is not usually talked about. I just came from a talk in for the Feast Sisters in LA and in California. And the funny thing is, you know that abroad, slow is not a very acceptable word, especially for fast-paced life. Everybody is get going fast. Everybody is doing things fast. So I would like to ask you, what's your takeaway in our session last the other day? So what are your big takeaways in our session the other day? So we this afternoon I would like to talk with you steps on how we can slow down. While we are starting slow, I would like us to reflect, how are we slowing down? So I would like to ask you now, what's your takeaway last Tuesday? Kung nanood kayo, so what is your takeaway last Tuesday? What is slowing down or starting slow for you? I would like you to reflect on that. I would like you to share your insights about starting slow. So I would like to start with this quote, and this quote is from Thich Nhat Hanh. So since it's coffee break, let's call it a tea break. Thich Nhat Hanh said, I like this quote. Drink your tea slowly and relevantly, as if it is the axis on which the world revolves. It's the axe. Drink your tea slowly, as if dyan umiikot ang mundo. And that's the message. So, hi everyone, hi friends. For those of you who are here and telling me what's their takeaway, it's beautiful and meaningful. It can help us quote. Oh, sending my love from Queensland. Thank you, Evans. And then slowing down is a gift, Catherine. And slowing down, start to harmonize things. True, ang galing yung mga sisters. You always have something that you've learned. So let's take that. So now, I would like you to reflect. In starting slow, saan tayo nahihirapan? I would like to ask you before I move on to practical steps on how we can start slow. I would like you to think about what are the areas that we find it hard whenever we are starting slow. Saan tayo nahihirapan? What area in our lives is a struggle? What's our struggle in starting slow? What's our struggle in going slow? What hinders us na magmabagal? Culturally, parang pag mabagal ay hindi pa maganda. But I would like to invite you to that thought that we are going slow not because we don't want to we don't want to make the most out of life, but we are going slow because exactly we want to make the most out of life. Going slow, it's not being a procrastinator or it's not being lethargic, but going slow, it's supporting ourselves, it's harmonizing our lives, and it's gifting us with the power of making the most of the present moment. Whenever that we need to go slow, there's a word and there's this thing that we need to do. Bagalan mo. So ano ang dapat mong gawin? Ito yung unang-una. What is it? Can you think what is that first thing that you should do to be able to go slow? Napakasimple, libre, and many times we take it for granted. many times that we don't see the power that it has over our lives are being. So what do you think is that thing that we take for granted? And then when we start going slow, that's the first thing that we should be tuning into. Thank you, Rose. I love you, Rose. Rose is all the way from Sacramento, Sacramento Valley. Thank you. And that is breathe. Can you say that with me? Breathe. Huminga ka. You have to breathe. You know, in yoga, that's the first thing that if you're going fast, diba, take a deep breath and an exhale. And I would like you to have that exercise. No, it's not yoga all the time, but you know, breathing is to life. Breathe is life. So we need to breathe. Breathe literally and breathe life also. So when we breathe, so di ba minsan when we're so frantic, the first thing that we should do is that take deep breaths and take long inhales and longer exhales. Yan yung isa sa pinakamagandang practice. Slowing down is unique to each of us. Lahat tayo meron pinagdadaanan. Lahat tayo may mga inaasikaso sa buhay. Lahat tayo may mga hinaing. I have to use that word. May mga agam-agam. At meron tayong mga hanas at ganap. So I would like you to realize that breathing is also tuning in to our inner senses so that it allows us to have that capacity to slow down. So we have breathing is also the key for us to pause and the key for us to go slow. Diba? Yung pag hinihingal na tayo, what do we do? Breathe in and out. So here, we have to reflect what is our attitude. So while you're breathing, friends, I would like you to reflect on your attitude in slowing down. Bakit tayo nahihirapan mag-slow down? Yan yung sinabi niyo, may deadlines, may work and chores. O ano naman ngayon, hindi naman talaga mauubos. In Coffee Break, I think I've said many times, hindi mauubos ang gawain, hindi mauubos ang trabaho. Tayo ang mauubos. Tama ba? So here, what struggles do you have in slowing down? What is not helping you at the moment? Ano yung hindrance for you to learn how to take things slow? And slow doesn't mean that you move slow. Slow is not the activity itself. Slow is actually the mindset. Eileen, you say, pause for a while. Ana, ramdamin ang paghinga. So pwede rin naman pala na ang mindset is pause for a while. You know, take pause in between, take breaths in between, ramdamin also yung paghinga, at ramdamin na, ay, pwede palang ito muna. Isa-isa lang kasi mauubos ako. So here, how can you start slow? How can you start slow? How can we do something to start slow? The first thing we should do, check your attitude about slow. Tingnan nyo, saan galing yung hugot mo? Bakit hirap na hirap kang tingnan yung slow in being able na, in your ability? Because many times, our attitude about slow, it's actually the hindrance. How we look at slow. It's not good. Mahuhuli tayo. Maiiwan tayo. Baka hindi tayo matapos. I think I've been conditioned na magmadali ka na, tapusin mo na ngayon para later on, you have more time to rest. But sometimes it does not happen. Maybe when we're younger, it happens. But when we're older, minsan, hindi naman natatapos eh. Nadadagdagan pa. So imagine, nagmadali ka na sa simula, tapos hindi pa rin natapos. So here, check your attitude. It might be the conditioning that we had from our past, from our parents, from our teachers. Diba? Hurry up! Line up! Do this! So we always have deadlines. And it's okay. I'm not saying they're bad. It helped us. But right here, right now, maybe the invitation is us for us to have that ability to take things slow, to start slow, and to maximize how things will to be able for us to make the most out of our lives, make the most out of our day, and to support our well-being. And that is crucial. That is very crucial, friends. Isa to sa pinakakailangan natin. Kailangan natin ngayon na maging slow. Hindi po ba? So here, and then that's the first one. Check your attitude about taking things slow. That's the first one. The second thing is tune in to your breath. Diba? So it starts with your mind, and then the next thing that it starts with your breathing. As in sabi nga, ramdamin yung paghinga, breathing. Whenever you or we are making are frantic already or fuming mad already, whenever we are frustrated with so many things, the first invitation that I would like you to do is to access your breathing. Alam nyo, isa to sa sinasabi sa amin lagi sa yoga. Tune into your breathing. Can I invite you? Just tune into your breathing now. Can you listen to your breath? Minsan nakakalimutan natin na libre lang na huminga. Libre lang na huminga. And it's something that you can maximize. So I would like you to remember, sometimes all you need to do is just breathe, because that gives power to your heart, that gives power actually to your brain, and breathing, it's actually the power to life. That's life itself. When we're no longer breathing, ano nangyari sa atin? Pag hindi tayo huminga, deads na tayong lahat. So it is very important for us to access our breathing. The second one. So the first, what we do is check our attitude about slow. Second, tune into your breath. And third, this is very practical. Take periodic breaks. As I said earlier, one of the conditioning that I had is tapusin na. Lahat ng gagawin, tapusin na sa umaga. Huwag na magpatumpik-tumpik, di ba? Tapusin na agad. And looking at it, take periodic breaks. Periodic breaks. So, paminsan-minsan, mag-break tayo. Yun naman yung ibig sabihin. But looking at it, can we break? Friends, nagbe-break ba kayo? O ito, coffee break. This is coffee break. So is this a break for you? Is this a break for you? So I would like you to realize, meron palang mga break na pwedeng gawin. Periodic breaks. For example, you're moving on from one meeting to another. Take a break. Mara, sabi mo, ang bilis ng transition. Yes, as I mentioned to you earlier, friends, I came from a talk for the fees in LA. So ang transition ko is go to the bathroom. Nakapag-init pa ako ng water para sa aking tea for you, for this coffee break session. And then, nakalabas pa ako to just move a plant. Minsan yun yung ginagawa ko. Periodic break. To change how we move, to change how I move, to change the pattern on how I do things. And that is very, very critical. That is very, very critical, friends. So I would like you to think, this is something that for you to do. What are the periodic breaks? In between chores, in between tasks, alam natin marami tayong mga babae, ang gagaling mag-multitask. Pero, ano yung bagay na pwede mong gawin in between? Hindi para mag-procrastinate, or sa Tagalog, meron Tagalog dyan, patumpik-tumpik. Not to procrastinate or not to dilly-dally, but to be able to take things slow. So what periodic break can you have? So can you try to identify in yourself what periodic breaks can you have? So can you just put what you think you can do? What you think you can do? Can you please put it in the comment section? So the first thing we can do, check your mindset with slow. Ano ba yung isip mo with slow? Pangit ba yung slow? The second is breathe. Breathe. And third, take periodic breaks. And I would like you to also think that taking breaks is really needed para yung task natin in between. Sometimes we're caught up with too many things, and taking a break, it would tune us again to our breathing, it would tune us again to our pace, it will tune us again to our pace. So, minsan ang nangyayari, no, we shift, andito na sa laptop, we shift from one meeting to another, minsan nag-overlap pa. So here, yes, we need to be on time. Yes, we have commitments, but also it's a credit that we give ourselves to take periodic breaks. So, next one, the fourth one, ito I love. When it comes to our emotions, tune into your emotional experience. Stay in the process. That's number four, and this is critical. In terms of in an emotional experience, stay in the process. Bakit? What is your usual tendency when you are having an emotional upheaval, an emotional breakdown, or an emotional experience, or extreme hand, extreme? Let me ask you, ano yung usual na ginagawa mo? Can you just share it with me? Kung kaya yung mag-share, please share it with me. When you are having extreme emotional experience, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, inis na inis ka. Inis na inis ka with something. Uh, you're so frustrated with something. What do you do? Ano ang ginagawa mo? When in the middle of frustration, with the middle of anger, and minsan in the middle of excitement, what do you do? Ara, cry! I love it. It's okay. Crying, it's staying in the process. Kaya alam nyo, women are very good with that. Eden and Kara, rant. Ayan, rant. Ah, thank you, Joy. But what I mean is, sometimes our tendency, for example, sa kids, for parents, ba't ka umiiyak? Huwag ka nang umiyak. We're shutting them off. O kaya, binibigyan natin ng solusyon. Ito ba gusto mo? O ayan, huwag ka lang umiyak. Because we want to put solution to the concern. That is good. But sometimes we have being slow is tuning into our emotion. These are the things that we do as women, cry and pray. Tama, Nikki. Crying to the Lord, that's another thing. Try to be quiet, inhale, exhale, Irene. Iyan din. Trick yan ng mga women. Shout out loud. Yes, Ying, pwede. Joy, rant. Yes, nire-release natin. Ara, sabi mo kanina, cry. Yes, saka si Eden. Yes. Those are the things that we do. And do you know that that is staying in the emotional experience? Minsan, I find myself in too many emotions this past weeks. And then, what I realized that sometimes I don't need to brush away the emotion. How unpleasant it will be. Kaya minsan yung problema, hindi naman dapat sinusolusyonan agad. Kailangan muna nating to let us allow ourselves to stay in the process. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na to sit down in the process for a year or mga 3 years na umiiyak pa rin tungkol sa problemang yon. No. Because when we put solutions, bilisan mo, tapusin na yan. Diba? Hilaw. Minsan hindi pa natin naintindihan kung bakit natin nararamdaman. Ba't ka nga ba umiyak? Ba't ka nga ba na-frustrate? Ba't nga ba ganun yung nakaramdaman? Sometimes, we were not even able to label the emotion. And we are asked to put solutions right away. But that is not healthy. So what I would like to invite you, we have to check the emotions. And alamin natin, I always share this with you. What is this emotion telling me? When in the middle of an emotional experience, sit down, stay in the process. At that moment, you don't need to put solutions right away. Take deep breaths, take a break, acknowledge the feeling, sabi mo nga Bell, and name the emotion. At alamin mo, what could be the trigger? At bakit ako na-trigger? Nung tinanong ako nung taong yun, may na-trigger sa akin. Bakit kaya? Sometimes you would realize it's not about the other person, it's not about really the circumstances, but it's mostly about our inner needs that are unexpressed, that are hiding in the deepest part of our being. Yun yung nangyayari. Kaya that emotion, or it may be a feeling that we've been hiding, we're not confronting, we're trying to address it for a long time already, but we're trying to address it, pero gusto lang natin solusyonan, pero hindi natin inaalam ano yung root cause of it. And many times, friends, yan ang problema natin. We try to put solution to the issue, but not get to know the root cause. So there. It's not about sometimes the situation, but the root cause on what really happened. And sometimes you just have to let the emotion be. Check your emotions, tune into your emotions, at pag nagmadali kayo, friends, hindi natin maiintindihan lalo bakit nangyari yun at bakit tayo meron ganong emosyon. And please be respectful of your emotions as well. And number 5, do not jump to quick solutions. And it's because we would like to listen to our emotion. There are, friends, alam nyo, I think most women and even men, most adults, we would like to put solutions right away. We want to put band-aid. For example, this pandemic at we know meron ng vaccine. Yan, para matapos na. Sige na. Sana matapos na to. Sana March tapos na. We can only say that. We can just put solutions and to jump to quick solution. But the quickest solution, is it really the solution to the problem? Or it's just a solution to the problem of the problem? Remember that I always share with you, problems are not the problems. Coping is the problem. And the many things that we're seeing in our problems in our lives are not the problem itself, but they're coming from somewhere deeper, crazier, unconscious, and much, much complicated. Kaya, always, you have to see, am I coming into a quick solution? Or could there be another way to thoroughly think about this, to sit down with the emotion, and then the solution will come later? I realize may mga bagay sa buhay na bago natin malaman kung ano talaga, kailangan ng solusyon kasi emergency. Pero may mga bagay sa buhay na hindi naman kailangan automatic na may solusyon kasi kailangan muna nating maintindihan. So, paano natin malalaman? I cannot answer that. We need to use our inner wisdom, our adult wisdom to see, ito bang bagay na to may solusyon na ngayon? Or itong bagay na to, I will listen to what it is telling me and I will tune into the emotion that is bringing me. Diba ang ganda? And pag nagmadali tayo to put solutions to everything, that's not how it is. We will not learn in the process because real life is asking us to learn along the way. We make it as we go. We make it as we go along the way. Minsan, gusto natin ng quick solutions, but the quick solution, mas malaking repair. So, go slow by thinking of or discerning and waiting in the process for the right solutions. And lastly, I would like you to reflect, friends. Choose an activity to go slow. Do you have an activity that you go slow? Yung bang nanamnamin mong ginagawa? Friends, this 2020, we have to move away, 2021, see, we have to move away from that very, very quick pace of life. Kasi sino man ang nagmamadali? Is there a competition here? There's none. So, I would like you to think of one thing, kahit na one thing or one activity a day that can support you. Maybe it's your exercise. Maybe it's walking. Maybe it's your taking a bath time. Maybe it's your drinking coffee. Maybe when you're listening to coffee break, nag-journal ka pa. Maybe it's taking a bath. And maybe it's just eating mindfully. Do you know that going slow it's the key to mindfulness? Because mindfulness it's really tuning into the present moment. So the last point that I'll give you, when feeling, tune into your emotions. 5, do not jump to quick solutions. And 6, choose an activity you will go slow. Yes, ayan, meron mga nagsabi. Joy, Nikki, you started journaling. Belle, will hope ako rin. I chose that each morning I will claim my mornings. I will claim more of my mornings by having my time for my devotional. And then, yes, I will try to write down to hindi naman yung journal na Dear Diary, but to write down thoughtfully because writing also is a very slow activity because it is really tuning into what's happening inside us because when in starting slow it's really looking into the the I like the word in the book that I'm reading, Simple Abundance. The author calls it sacred in the ordinary. In going slow, we see how God works in the ordinary details of our lives. Yesterday, I have too many sacred things in the ordinary. Napaka-ordinary. Ano yung example ng ordinary details? Simpleng chat namin. Ara, are you still here? Simpleng chat namin ni Ara kahapon. We are just chatting about what I'm going to do for a passion project that I would like to put out. Well, watch out for that. And then she just had the simple suggestion, and that for me is sacred. That's aligning. And then well, I have two two emails or messages from some people that we are exploring possible projects. And then why is it sacred for me? Tatawa kayo because this that yesterday morning I was thinking, Lord, ito pa ba yung purpose na gusto mo para sa buhay ko? Ito pa ba yung purpose of why am I here? Yung expertise ko, yung gusto mong gawin ko, ito pa rin ba yung gusto mo para sa akin? And then I read that in the Bible reading. It said in the Bible reading, Jesus said, "This is the purpose what I'm here for," and it's about preaching. Funny, no? And it's exactly that. And another thing is, um, what is my sacred in my ordinary? Yesterday, I got a token. It's a token because I judged a book awards, a Catholic book awards. And then pinadala sa akin yesterday yung token for being one of the judge. Nakalagay dun sa card yung buong pangalan ko with the letters after my name. Talagang glaring yung letters after my name. If you would look at my Facebook, my Instagram account, it's there. Um, and it's just dawned on me. I'm looking for myself again in other things. But this yesterday, going slow. This week has been moving slow. Kahit na ang dami kong deadline and I need to put out my course syllabus that I need to complete by this week. I know I'm gonna finish that. But I'm taking my time because it's important for me. And then yesterday, the Lord is so good. And when I got the token, that package, it has my name in bold letters with the PhD and the two letters under. I have other letters, professional letters after the PhD. It's RP and RGC as registered psychologist and registered guidance counselor. And I was just reminded again, why am I here for? And friends, it's sacred in the ordinary. It's slowness, the sacred in the slowness of life. Kaya siguro minsan hindi natin marinig at hindi natin makita how the Lord moves in our lives kasi ang bilis natin. The spirit has a hard time catching up with our body. Kaya 'di ba, in midlife, the spirit is catching up with the body. And that's the goal here. Going slow is allowing the spirit to catch up with us and the body to be in tune with the spirit. The goal of going slow is actually allowing, as I said, the body and the spirit to work together for the good of the Lord. Isn't it nice? Starting slow, 2021, it's not bad. I will read to you. Siguro I'll post this also in this page. But I will just read to you the reflections before I went live for the my talk earlier for LA. I started 2021. Honestly, I was so tired. I think that I had too much of last year. So this is my reflection. When do you let in your life? What uh what do you let in your life this 2021? Slowly, I'm unfolding the year in an unusually beautiful way. Bakit? Kasi madalas po ako, pag simula ng taon, meron akong big word for the year, meron akong goals for the year, meron akong action step. So, I did not go into storming and marching with full arsenal of the usual energy and purpose. 2021 came in a blur. No new resolve yet. No big goals yet. No how to action steps yet. It's so on me. It's so not me, friends. It was not it's not how I usually start it. I choose not to fret, to scramble, or even push to have a raw plan for the year. Because I believe that the gift of 2021 is to go slow, simple yet significant. Being still at home this pandemic will be the utmost opportunity to reclaim life and turn to other paths of doing life. Not in the way we have been used to, hindi kung saan natin nakasanayan, but in the way that God wants to unfold His plans for me, His purpose for our life, and plant new dreams in my being. So, this is being in the disposition of grace, gratitude, and growth. So, kanina, during the course of the day, because I took things slow, pinagtatawanan ko yung sarili ko in my slowness, it's actually inviting what I would like to invite. And I would like to invite in the slowness of life, in the slowness of things in the middle of the pandemic, I would like to invite God's grace. I would like to invite more gratitude to come, and I would like to invite growth. And I am praying the same things for you, friends. When you start slow, you're not inviting the turtles or the snails to go with you. When you go slow, you are inviting well being, you are inviting your spirit and your body to catch up and to work for the good of the Lord. And you are inviting the gift of gratitude and the gift of the present moment to be able to make a better life despite the pandemic. And that's the more important thing, to know the sacred in the ordinary, the sacred in the slowness of life. That's it for coffee break this afternoon. I hope that you join me again next week. And friends, please put what you've learned today in our session. Starting slow. Parang pangit, pero what is it? What is for you? What is going slow for you? Put that in the comment section. And what activity will you move and groove slowly and suave this coming year? I hope that Coffee Break has supported you with this. I hope to see you next week, but I believe next week I will be starting at 1 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday. I'll start at 1 p.m. or maybe 1:15 p.m. So I hope to see you earlier, and I hope to see you for more insights and reflections about life, family, well-being, and faith. God bless everyone. This is Dr. Michelle Alignay for Coffee Break.